Welcome to my channel. It is the darkest month of the year and it's overcast, so I can't think of any better day to test the RF 200 to 800 millimeters. So let's go. So on this cloudy day in mid-December, I decided to go out and try to get some photos of the white-throated dipper, and at the same time test out the capabilities of the 200 to 800. So I haven't brought any tripod or bean bags. I'm just doing all this handheld, so we'll see how that goes. Well, enough said, let's go. So this is my first in the field test of my 200 and 800 that I bought in the beginning of December last year. I'm curious about how it performs in low light, considering that it has an aperture of f9 at 800 millimeters. But also I'd like to test how good it is, the image stabilization is, especially for video. I did some tests at home and it looks really good. So I went out to this river where I hope to find some white-throated dippers. This part of the river is a mix of slow flowing water and rapids and waterfalls. So it took me a while before I spotted the first dipper. It was sitting on a branch just above the water surface because the water level is really high this day and most of the stones that it used to sit on is submerged. So I tested both normal video speed and slow motion. The slow motion seems a little bit more forgiving, even though it is taken at a higher shutter speed. A higher shutter speed normally means you have to crank up the ISO a bit, which could result in noisier footage. The stabilization looks quite good, I think. You can actually see the picture isn't completely still, but you have to remember I'm hand-holding this, only using my elbows as a support, and it looks quite good, but sometimes it starts to jitter, shaking all over, so there are absolutely not perfect stabilization, but it's really good. I think this footage is not post-processed to take away any shakiness. It's just I have selected the sequences that are really good. I had some that wasn't that good. It started to shake a little bit, and I noticed that the more stable you hold your camera the more it starts to shake. It sounds really contradictory, but that is how it is. So sometimes I actually had to move the camera a little bit to keep it steady. I also noticed that it was easier to have a stable photo or stable footage when there was something clear in the picture. Moving water isn't the best thing to have when you're trying to trick the camera into holding the picture still. I think it needs some kind of reference point that you can lock onto and stabilize. So I got some pictures on the water and it didn't get so good. So when it comes to photos, I actually prefer taking, at least with the dipper, prefer to have a slow shutter speed, 15, 20, 30 30ths of a second, because it is dark. It looks much more brighter on the video, but it is actually quite dark. This is mid-December and it's overcast, so there isn't that much light. I had some moments with the sun, or not the sun, but the light was poking through a bit, and got some nice reflections in the muddy waters. But for taking sharp pictures of flying birds, you have to crank up the ISO, and I think I had something about 12, 15, 16,000 ISO to maintain a 1,000th of a second. It also, the The slow shutter speed makes the water a little more interesting. It doesn't freeze the water. You can see the force of the water in the pictures in another way. It gives more drama, I think. So I think this was a good test this day. You have to remember, this is only supported by my elbows and not post-processed to keep away any shaky footage. So I'm quite happy with it. So I think that will wrap up this episode, testing the 200 to 800 millimeter. It was quite good, I think. The image stabilization is really good. I have never seen anything like that with my other lenses or cameras. The dipper was quite far off, but I think I got some nice footage of it. And also I had some luck when it came a little bit closer, so I got some photos of it as well. So with that said, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.